What's going on, guys? What's going on, Thai Squad? What's going on, everybody? So the Cavs go 11-0 after beating the Brooklyn Nets. After beating the Brooklyn Nets. And as a Cavs fan, this is amazing to see. Because the Cavs last season, the Cavs last season, it's in the second round of the playoffs. And we all thought at the beginning of this season, I thought most effectively surprised me so far. So far, the Cavs have surprised me because we did not make that many moves this offseason except getting Kenny Atkinson, who is really a good coach because I really when the Cavs fired JB Bickerstaff, I was like, who would be their coach? Who would be their coach going forward for the Cavs? And the Cavs going forward with Kenny Atkinson, who was who was on the Golden State Warriors coaching staff with Steve Kerr in Golden State. Like, this is amazing to see. Like we didn't know that Darius Garland could be what could come into this season. We didn't know what he could come in to this season and be like. We already knew what Don Mitchell would be like, and we did things that we beat, and how we got 11, and how we got to 11-0. We beat the Raptors. We beat the Raptors 136-100 in the opener. We beat we beat the Pistons 113-101. We beat the the Washington Wizards 135-116. We beat the New York Knicks 110-04. We beat the Lakers. We beat the Magic. We beat the Bucks twice. And we beat the Pelicans and the Warriors and now the Brooklyn Nets. Like it seems like it seems like the the Cavaliers are looking like a playoff team. They're going to be talked about as a contender team, a contender team that is going to be talked about. And that is not going to possibly be stopped. And the Nets against Chicago, and the Hornets. So the Cavs being 11-0 right now is amazing to see because from a Cavs fan perspective, I really didn't know how this Cavaliers team would do. Like this Cavaliers team has surprised me, and I'm shocked that it has this season has started like this because we signed back Don Mitchell. We still have Garland. Darius Garland was in trade rumors the entire offseason. Darius Darius Garland was in trade rumors the entire offseason. We signed Don Mitchell back. We signed Mobley back. We still have we have Jarrett Allen. I think with this kind of Cavaliers team, like the last team that was on a winning streak was like this was the Golden State Warriors in 2016 when the Golden State Warriors when that team went 73-9. That Golden State Warriors team was different. Was different. This Cavaliers team looks like that Golden State team. Looks like that Golden State Warriors team that went 73-9. Because Golden State back in 2016, I believe, had a 24 game winning streak before they lost their first game. And the Cavs, if they keep on hitting easy money buckets, getting easy Jam City dunks, getting Jam City loves for Jam City dunks, we could say this team is going to be a contender team for the near future because Darius Garland said, we're trying to win a championship. And I feel like every team is going to try to beat every team is going to try to beat the Cavaliers. And Golden State try to do it. Golden State try to do it. Brooklyn try to do it. The Lakers try to do it. The Bucks try to do it. And I'm just going to say this. When you have a star in Don Mitchell, when you have a star in Darius Garland, when you have your core four in Jarrett Allen, you can say this team could win a championship. And it seems like we're going to be talking about how long the Cavs win games. We're going to talk about how this 11-game winning streak happened this season. Because I think when we look at all the teams that won 30 or 30, 20, that went on a winning streak like this, like I can bring up the Miami Heat with Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, LeBron James when the 2013-2012 Miami Heat or whenever they won the championship, won 37 games. I can bring up the Golden State Warriors when they won 24 games before they lost their first game. I can bring up the 72 Chicago Bulls with Michael Jordan, Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen. Like, I can bring up those teams. This team, if you tell me this team looks like a playoff team, and it seems like this team could win 50 games at the end of the season and still go on this type of run. Because Brooklyn almost single-handedly beat the Cavaliers. Brooklyn almost single-handedly beat the Cavaliers. If Evan Mobley doesn't get that block, Brooklyn wins that game. If Brooklyn misses that shot during the fourth quarter, they don't get that shot off. If Brooklyn doesn't get that shot off, if Brooklyn gets that shot off if the Nets get that shot off with time on the clock in the fourth quarter before the end, like 2 minutes before the end, Brooklyn wins that game, but Mobley with that block, that game-winning block, this Cavaliers team shows that they're not shy or not afraid to back down from a team like the Miami Heat, from a team like the Boston Celtics, from a team like the Los Angeles Lakers, from a team like the Bucks, from a team like Golden State, like Brooklyn, like all of these teams. They're not shy or afraid to say, hey, we go and compete every single night, every single night. And if they go on a 15-game winning streak, the biggest game for Cleveland, the biggest game for the Cavs, if they go for a 15-game winning streak, that I think is going to be a test for them. The game that I think is going to be a test for them in that matchup is going to be the Boston Celtics. Because the Boston Celtics are the champions. The Boston Celtics are the champions. And I can see this team in the Boston Celtics be a matchup. I could see the Cavs going whenever they face the Boston Celtics in Jason Tatum, who changed his jump shot. In Jaylen Brown, who's balling. I could see that the Boston, that would be a tough matchup, the Boston Celtics versus Cavaliers, because we saw last year how Mobley came into a zone early in that series. Game 5 early, late in that series. And I think whenever the Cavs face the Boston Celtics, that's going to be the biggest game. That's going to be the test game for the Cavs because when you look at it, the Boston Celtics are the champions. And that's going to be the biggest test. But if they keep on winning games and go on a 15-game winning streak before they face the Boston Celtics, whenever that is, that game against the Celtics is going to be a test. It's going to be a test. It's going to be a real battle tested. That Boston Celtics team is a real, battle tested team that will probably test the Cavaliers. If the Cavs keep on winning this game. I'm not counting out my Cavs, but I think my Cavs can win a championship. The only thing is, coming into this season, we did not know if Darius Garland was going to be a Cavaliers. I mean, we did not know if Darius Garland was going to get traded or not and be a Cavalier. We did not know if Don Mitchell was going to resign. We didn't know how Jarrett Allen and Mobley would play together, or if the Cavs were ever going to give Mobley a good beat. We didn't know if Mobley was going to get a good deal, or we didn't know how Jarrett Allen and Mobley would play together. And the Cavs have proved, the Cleveland Cavaliers has proved, everybody, that they're going to be a playoff team either this year, next. They're either going to win a championship either this year or next year. This year or next year, the Cavs are going to win a championship. And we're going to see that. We're going to see a team like the Cavaliers be competitive every year. like this team that is 11-0 right now is playing good basketball. Like, how Mobley is still in a Mobley came into a zone this upcoming season and got better. Darius Garland looks like a all-star. Looks like a all-star that might be in the all-star game. Donovan Mitchell will probably Donovan Mitchell. Darius Garland looks like a all-star right now as the way he's playing, and probably will be a all-star. Donovan Mitchell is a all-star and playing good basketball. Donovan Mitchell had that big shot against the Bucks, had that big game winner against the Bucks, and Darius Garland is playing good basketball. And Donovan Mitchell is playing good basketball. Evan Mobley is playing good basketball. And Jared Allen is playing good basketball. The Cavs are playing a good basketball game. And they're 11-0. And we can put them in the conversation with the Cleveland Cavaliers team from 2016 that won the championship with LeBron, Kyrie, and Kevin Love. We can put them in that conversation. We can say that the Cavs has had a 11-0 record right now. And the last time the Cavs had a 11-0 record was when LeBron James was a Cleveland Cavalier. Just think about that. The Cavs, this 2024-25 Cavaliers team is 11-0 right now. And this is the first time ever since they've been 11-0 since LeBron James was a Cleveland Cavalier. But this is amazing to see from a standpoint where the Cavaliers are winning basketball games. And it's going to be interesting to see how many wins can they get before a team can beat this Cavaliers team. Like, we don't know when the Cavs' first loss will be, because right now they're 11-0, and it seems like the Cavaliers are going to be a contending team for years to come, because you're still going to have your core four and Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Mobley, Jared Allen. Like, you still got your core four right there. And a new coach in Kenny Atkinson that I think Kenny Atkinson is doing a good job. Kenny Atkinson is doing a good job by coaching this team. Because this team is the only defeated team, is the only team that hasn't lost in the NBA yet. Before, the Cavaliers were the only team that won 11 games and that is undefeated right now. The teams that were hitting easy money buckets and winning games was the Cavaliers, was OKC, was the Lakers, and now the Cavaliers are the only undefeated team that has the best record in the NBA right now. And man, I don't know what to say about this Cavaliers team right now, because if they keep balling, they're going to win game after game after game like this. And And I think you have to win games like this. But the Cavs look like a championship team. The Cavs look like a championship team. And I hope my Cavs win a championship this year or next year or the year after that. Because that is the goal for the Cavaliers and every team. In every team. But guys, sub if you're new and never give up your dreams. And I hope all of you guys are safe out there and stay blessed, everybody, and peace.